Panther Nation podcast. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. Oh, cut it. Cut right. And I would like to introduce one of the hottest podcasts in Carolina history. Let's go. Yeah. Talk, let's chat. We got time to chop it up. Talking analytics and fantasy draft. You know what's up. Panther Nation representing, cause this is where we talk that. Talk that's so incredible. Make them rewind that talk back. Pause. Talking Panthers football, we discussing it all. On and off the field, you know exactly who to call. You know we the #1 podcast. Competition is non-existent, you need to stop that. Pause. It's an honor to be a Panther fan, pause. At Bank of America, that is where we ball. Coming to the jungle, then you gonna feel the pause. Winning the trophy for the city, it is the cause. Black, white, and blue, we going Carolina strong. And this is the conversation where everyone belongs. Discussing all the numbers and topics, you know we got it. We the hottest podcast and we poppin', let's go.
QueenCityPodcastNetwork.com.
Yo, what's cracking, Panther Nation? It's your boy Rashad and Dave in the building. And we have this terrible game we must talk about, Dave. And amongst other things, there's a lot of things that have occurred today, and we gotta break everything down. So, Dave, before we get into the game and all that stuff, how was your weekend, bro?
I went to Maine, go see A&T play Maine, man, and disappointing loss there. Then I proceeded to drive to Massachusetts that night after the game, get closer to Foxborough. Looking forward to a nice NFL victory for the Panthers up in here so I can go to work and with my jersey on. And didn't happen like I wanted to happen, man. And then what made it even worse, and shout out to Chris from Charlotte Vive, because I did the pregame show with him. That was awesome. We had some challenges.
I heard. I was watching.
It was a little challenges prior to we went live, but overall went well. But the thing is, man, so I made the decision, me and my boy Marcus, we decided, he told me about the delayed parking lot. The thing about the delayed parking lot is that you can't leave until 75 minutes after the game's over. Otherwise, you got to pay $50 to leave. And there were times during that game where I considered paying the $50 to leave. But damn, I stayed.
You was handcuffed to the game, Dave.
Yeah, I was handcuffed to the game. And so, because they also give you a $50 gift card, which I've been spending, which has been pretty awesome. But
they paying people to reduce traffic. That's kind of dope.
Dog, it still took me an hour to get out of there. Didn't matter. It did help, but in the grand scheme of things, it didn't really matter. But overall, it was good. What about you, bro?
Yeah, man, good weekend for me, man. I was chilling. Obviously watched the game. Pretty chill, relaxed weekend for me, which is always good. Not too much going on. So, yeah, man, good stuff. Good stuff. Getting ready for G-Ho, man. We ready for the G-Ho turn up.
It's funny you say that. I'm listening to the town hall in one of my ears right now, trying to figure out what's going on with G-Ho. So they're literally on that right now. Crazy enough.
Shout out to A&T, man. Even though we ain't doing so well in the football game, G-Ho is always reigns supreme. So shout out to G-Ho. Can't wait to see everybody in Greensboro, not this weekend, but next weekend. All right, Dave, let's hit up. There's a bunch of super chats already lined up. Let's go ahead and get right to it. Maddie B says, I won't make it to the start of the show, but I wanted to say so long, DJ Johnson. You're next, Nick Scott. Shout out to Maddie B. The game guy says, I feel like it's to the point where either BY or Canales goes. He calls the game like he don't want BY to make a mistake. Maybe Canales prefers vets. Hold that thought, because we're gonna talk about that possibility and what that could look like. Chris says Dave Canales' reason for not playing Christensen at right guard was absolutely moronic. Yes, it was. For those that don't recall, they didn't play him at right guard because they were basically scared of injury. They wanted him to be the backup center, the third string backup center, just in case K Mays go down. So they didn't want to play him at right guard to reduce the chance of him getting injured, playing right guard. So that was the reason why they did not play him.
I just remembered I got to put my son to bed, and
Right
that'll
there.
get me to get the steam off for a quick second. I'll be right back.
Go ahead, Dave. I got you, bro. He got to remember to put his son to bed. That's crazy work. All right. So Acash says, Dave, how quickly did you leave the game, and did you spend more time driving to and from the stadium than watching the game? I don't know, but I'm assuming he said he spent the hour in traffic leaving, but he got $50 to wait. So salute to Dave on that. Steve O says this shows us a disconnect between TJ Johnson move. It's a Moneyball. It's a Moneyball movie. I told you not to play him, and you can't now because he's gone. So we'll talk about that. Hold that thought, Steve O, because I think you're right on track. That's my theory too. And so we're gonna talk about the potential disconnect between Canales and Evero and Dan Morgan. I think there's a three-way disconnect, which leads to a lot of our issues. So we're going to talk about that. So hold that thought. Double O Kane says, Panther said, nah, Dave. It said, nah, Dave, we gonna send you back to work the right way. The L way, no John. The L way, no John. I see what you did there. That is pretty funny. John Elway, got it. If for those that didn't get it, okay. Marcus says offense going to look better with Coker and Jimmy. Well, we don't know. We don't know about Coker yet, but Jimmy, we'll talk about Jimmy Horn Jr. a little bit later. But yes, you all are right about Jimmy and the potential of Jalen Coker coming back. Acast says pray for BY. We might have to play our fourth string guard BC next week. Our fourth string guard, third string backup center. But yeah, excuse me. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with all the injuries. Man, we still got super chats coming in. Man, they are coming in hot and heavy. Pause. Denial says we don't need to fire Dave. Why reset again? Just get rid of all things Fitter has touched, including Evero. Bryce needs to change scenery. Riola 27. Well, I don't know, man. We'll hold that thought. Man, y'all super chats are going crazy. Landon says that 2023 draft class has got to be the worst we had. Yeah, we'll talk about that as well. Man, y'all are getting way ahead of my topics. I appreciate all the super chats. Here's another one. Kevin says, can we please get a show or segment analyzing how awful every draft class and free agent has been since we've been to the Super Bowl? It should be studied. Kevin, that is a fantastic idea, and if I had the time, I would absolutely do that, because what this is a ripple effect. And Kevin is absolutely right. There are decisions that are being made that impact other decisions that have to be made because of the missteps we made in prior steps. So yes, there is a large ripple effect. There's a cause and effect to everything that's happening right now. There's a super cause and effect. Okay. And we'll talk about that. That's again, I don't know if I have the time to analyze every single draft class. Well, draft classes are easy, but the free agents, it would be a lot of work. So we can maybe start with the draft classes and then hit the free agents a little bit later. But they kind of tied together because you're drafting based off of free agent moves, or you're picking up free agents based off the draft and vice versa. So, there's going to be a lot of ripple effect to that. All right, so let me go ahead and get into some of this because y'all have definitely bodied the super chats, and I greatly appreciate that. But let's go ahead and get into the content because there is a lot to talk about, and we are the Carolina Panthers. So let's get to it. All right, and let's share entire screen here. All right, here we go. Okay, let's get it. Dave is here. He's just putting his son to sleep. So salute to Dave. On the prowl. Make sure you all go. And I know it's tough. Walking through the airport with but as you can see, neither Dave nor I have any Panthers gear on. This is how it gets, when it's bad. This is what we do. You know what I mean? So but if you are so inclined, please go over to gamechanger.la. Sign up. When you buy or when you purchase a shirt, use that code PMP10, and you will get 10% off of your order, man. So greatly appreciate all those that have already done so.
If Game Changer sends me stuff, I'll wear that.
I got your shirt, Dave.
I know you do. I know. But either way, there's other reasons why I'm not wearing Panthers gear. Sometimes even it's not just about the fact that the team's bad. It's more about the fact I want something to happen. I need something to occur.
Yeah, shout out to Nicole. Drop it in to say thanks as always for the content. Appreciate that, Nicole. Salute to you for that. We greatly appreciate that. And again, you can support the channel also. Go on to GameChanger.la using that code PMP10 when you order a shirt. They got some dope shirts over there. All right. So Dave, let's talk about the game. Do you want to go ISO and talk about the game before we get into all the other things that have occurred? Because I have some thoughts and I have some detailed analysis to the game, but I don't know if we want to go there. I did create slides. Dave hit me up earlier today. Said Dave,
I said no slides,
he said, Shy, don't worry about the slides.
We don't need them.
Don't worry about it. He said we don't need it, but I did it anyway, Dave. So I won't put the slides up. I'll put them up later. But Dave,
no, it's fine. If you made them, you can show them.
No,
listen,
cool.
man.
Yeah, go ahead. You got it.
Listen,
the floor is yours, Dave.
Listen, man. I spent $240 on that ticket, on that game ticket on Sunday. I sat in the 300 section. I just think as a whole, we looked unprepared, like we don't have a head coach, like we didn't want to be there. Awful across the board. We got out-coached, outmanned, got dominated pretty much everywhere. Didn't do anything that we needed to do. Like it's on the realm of ridiculous of what I'm seeing at this point. And I know we're going to talk about some of the news about some players that are no longer on the team, but that's minor details. That's minor details compared to what the hell I saw on Sunday. The absolute worst performance I've seen in the Tepper era. The absolute. It's not even close. And I think for me, it's about the fact that the Patriots are not 29 points better than us, guys. They're not. They're not that much better than us. I think we have more talent than them. I really sincerely, and I said that before last week, and I'm saying that again. I think we're more talented than them. I really sincerely do. And it was awful what the hell I had to watch and sit through all day on Sunday. Awful. I'm in red zone mode already. And it's not even October yet. I'm already in red zone mode. Red zone mode, wearing Bama State shirts. I'm like, I'm not. This is ridiculous how bad this team has looked. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Double OK and drops a super chat. Appreciate that. He says, we came to play one series and leave. And so, yeah, that's what makes it super frustrating, right? And that goes to my notes. This is where my notes start. Is because we had that scripted, that opening drive was absolutely gorgeous.
It was.
That's what makes it so
looked like Atlanta last week. So I felt good.
It did, bro. We started out so hot. 7 plays, 76 yards, 4 minutes, 9-second drive. You had 3 explosive plays. You had David Moore, 12-yard end around where he got hurt. Then you had Mitchell Evans, 16-yard catch, and T-Mac with a 16-yard catch. And then you had the throw to Tommy Trimble for a touchdown. And then it just went up. We missed the extra point. That's what started the special team.
That was the moment. That was the moment when I was concerned. Yep. I wasn't panicked yet. But at that point, I was concerned.
But if you take that series in isolation, you're like, bro, what? That was beautiful, bro. If the game ended right there, that was some of the most beautiful offensive football we've seen all season, was that first drive. Guys were wide open. Guys were schemed open. You could tell. I mean, it was clicking. The run game was working. Everything clicked, bro. That's what makes it so frustrating, is because as soon as we missed the extra point, it went to hell in the handbasket, bro. And so the defense made the stop, but the next 3 offensive series for the Panthers, you had 2 punts, then another punt after 2 incompletions and a negative run. We did not reach the red zone again until the late 4th quarter with Andy Dalton, bro. That is utterly ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous, bro. And so what that tells me is that Dave Canales, and there is a huge, and we'll talk about it later, but there's a disconnect between Dave Canales, Bryce Young. That it's not working. It's not working, bro. It seems like when everything is working, like with that Atlanta game, we had a full game of that first drive of what we saw. Like in the game wise, everything went our way. I'm not saying that offensively we played that way. What I'm saying is everything went our way. So when everything goes our way and there's a perfect storm, that's what you get in Atlanta. That's how the Panthers have to win. Everything has to be perfect. Absolutely perfect for the Carolina Panthers to win a game. As soon as there is any misstep in a game, it is game over, and we don't know what to do. Whether it's a turnover, special teams play, we have no idea how to recover and how to adjust in any game where there's any adversity. As soon as we get a little bit of adversity, the game is over. It is over. That missed extra point marked the first bit of adversity, Dave, and it was a wrap from then on, bro.
And that's the thing with him, man. It's just ridiculous of how, like, here's my thing with him. You're dead on when it comes to the adversity side of the fence, right? Like, you're spot on when it comes to that. And the thing that's like that's wild to me is that he does like phantom adjustments, and he does some of the silliest decisions. Like, there were 2 times where we had 3rd and long, and we out here trying to run the ball. Like, we pass in first 2 downs and we run the ball. It's like we playing opposite bizarre world. Like, what the hell? So, like, I don't know if he's trying to overthink himself or he just don't know what the hell he's doing. And I saw there was some occasions where they still weren't getting the plays in time. Like, you could tell that Bryce was like, yo, WTF. Like, they're not, like, he's got to do something because it's clear what's happening now isn't working. But I think he's out of time. Like, he's running out of time at this point. Appreciate the super chat, Steve. Bryce is 1 of 1. He can't lift this team.
We're gonna talk about that. Hold that thought, Dave.
We got a couple of super chats we haven't hit yet either.
Hold that thought, but go ahead and hit the super chats, Dave.
When the kick was returned, I turned my 100-inch TV off. Look at you,
bro. It's like when a Panthers game is over, bro.
When that return happened, bro. And here's the thing about the kick return. It's clear that the special teams coordinator in New England saw something. He saw some type of tendency with the return because they did that crap twice. The only difference is only one went for a touchdown, and it both worked to damn near to perfection on both times. They saw something in the film, and they exploited that shit.
They said they were ready for it.
Bro,
I saw Vrabel and them talk about how good our special teams were and how they're gonna prep. They were gonna prep for it, like the kickoffs, the dirty kicks, and all that. They talked about that in the press conferences. So they were clearly ready. Again, that goes to being outcoached.
Mm-hmm.
And then Canales in the press conference says, "Oh yeah, we knew about their returners. Like we knew they had good returners. And well, why you kick to them then? Kick the ball out of bounds. Why you kicking to the kick? Why you kicking to the punt returner if you know they're so effective? And then did it twice. They almost had 2 return for touchdowns. Thankfully, our punter probably the only person on the team that could tackle."
All right, we got a couple more super chats we got to hit. Jaden, how do y'all feel about drafting the Norris Sellers or keeping Bryce another year and taking Riola? Because I fear Bryce will be booted after this year. I'm gonna tell y'all something right now, and I said this in the chat. If we're in the creator chat, if we're in the top 5, we're not giving him a 5th-year option. That's done. It's over. It's over. If we're in the top 5 of the draft, that 5th-year option will not be exercised. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put it on wax right now. So if we remain as bad as we saw on Sunday, we're likely going to be in the top 5. Bryce is done here. He might get one more. He might get one more year, and we might try to trade him in the 4th year. But he's done here. Like I in my heart of hearts think that's how that's going to go down. We got a couple more. Cal, please super chat, my man. Dave, we aren't more talented than anyone right now, bro. Talent ain't the issue here. Talent's part of it, but that ain't the core of the issue here. I don't think it is. I stand by what I said on Sunday. I'm not changing. I'm not shifting from what I said. I don't think we are less talented than New England. I don't think so. It looked like it because we got ineptness in the coaching staff, but I don't think so. Angelo Rivera, the game pissed me off, but what sent me was Canales in the interview saying he'd rather sit the better player in case of a hypothetical injury.
Yeah,
bro. That's what his paper should have went.
We talked about that. We talked about that right when it happened, right when he said it. And then we just kind of talked about that earlier. But yeah, man, like this, that is not we're going to unpack the coaching and decision. We'll hold that thought. We're going to get to that point.
And look, there's more.
Yeah.
I mean, Canales literally said, "We hope our young defensive players can play." Bro, you're the coach. Make it happen.
Well,
appreciate it.
That just happened, but keep going through all super chats, Dave.
Canales post pressure. We will work fundamentals. Shout out to Steve-O. I think we got this one thumper. I was watching with my dad in the hospital. When that extra point missed, we knew what was up.
Exactly, bro. That's it, bro.
And Rob Thomas, y'all think Zavala injury played a factor? I don't think there's a Zavala injury. If Zavala injury played a factor, he shouldn't have gotten back on the flight to Charlotte. He should have got back on the flight to Charlotte. You should have just stayed. He should have checked out some of the nice colleges that are in the Boston area and just explore. Should just not even bother flying back. All right, that's all. Well, no,
This is
one more.
another one. Yep.
Dave was brought here to help Bryce. If Bryce failed, he is gone. That is correct.
It's true.
Ella Kuloy.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. Just hold that thought. We're gonna get to Canales and Bryce and Dan Morgan and the whole dynamic. Hold that thought because I think it's a very layered. I don't think it's as easy as we're saying. And we're gonna talk through it together. So hold that thought, guys. But I do want to talk about the hidden yards because y'all were right. I did not bring up the punt return for 87 yards. I was getting there, but you had 87-yard punt return. Then you had a 61-yard return that accounted for 14 points, right? Off of special teams and field position, right? And then we were down 28-6 at halftime. So if you take those 14 points away, the game was still in hand. So special teams definitely played the part in us losing this game. Go ahead, Dave. Stay on those super chats because I want to make sure I get through all this.
Hitman 50. Canales has advisors. Do we use them at all? Obviously not.
It don't sound like it. It don't look
not.
like it either. It don't look, sound, or nothing like there's any advisors on this team. If anybody is advised, including Dom Capers and Jim Caldwell, with all due respect, if you are advising, you're doing a terrible job. You're doing a terrible job. You have all this experience on this coaching staff. There is no reason why we should be in the situation. You guys are doing an awful job at advising if that's what you're hired for. Go ahead. Two more.
All right. Dave's too soft of a coach. We need a Jim Johnson. I don't know if Jim Johnson's a good coach. Not a good head coach. Kieran Choi, the missed point out to the TD, I just knew. The return for 6 just made me turn it off and do something productive with my Sunday. Yeah. Which is wise.
Yo, bro, we be knowing, bro. Like, you know when a Panthers game is over. There's no sense of urgency. There's no comeback. There's no fight. We had a little bit of fight in that Cardinals game, but I think that was an outlier, to be honest with you. We don't know how to come back on a regular basis. We're not built for
that. That brings a separate discussion, but let's continue on, man, because I want to keep rolling. Yeah. I don't want to be here for 2 hours screaming because I just feel like it's not. I don't think they're worth my time for 2 hours to be screaming. To be honest with you, like if you want to keep it a bean,
I just want to get through these. I want to get through the game analysis first, and then we'll get the Pats. They definitely hit some chunk plays. You had the 21-yard by Gibson, a 22, and then a 22 plus another 2 and a touchdown for Stevenson's sequence. You had the passes for 33 yards to Diggs, 31 yards to Henry, and then 30 to Diggs to set up the red zone touchdown, and then a 5-yard scramble. And we just lost contain. We were getting gashed, and they didn't even do anything amazing, bro. That's what makes it so frustrating. The Pats and May didn't do anything special defensively or offensively. We couldn't stop anything. And then when you look at the money downs and the fringe failures. So the best chance after the opening drive, we got down to the 37, New England 37. Then we got sacked for a negative 11 yards. So then we had 3rd and long and had a missed field goal. So that's another special teams blunder. And like Dave brought up earlier, we had multiple 3rd and 10 plus situations where you had run plays that were ran and incompletions, right? And so it's just, why are we? You are basically in 4-down. You're in Pat's territory. I believe it's 4-down territory, right? And you got cute twice trying to run a football, bro. Get some of it back so you can make it an attainable fourth and short. I just don't understand what we're doing. We're trying to overthink. That's what Canales is doing. He's overanalyzing everything. Everything he's doing is overanalyzing. I don't know if it's because my man with the analytics, my man Eric, the book over there, so I ain't gonna pick it up. But if it's analytics, we need to get rid of that too.
He's feeling the heat is what it is. I mean, there's no other way around it. He's feeling the heat, but he ain't taking advantage. He ain't capitalizing. He ain't got the urgency that he needs to have. Shout out to Big Mo for the super chat. Over under. How many times we hear great day of practice?
Bruh, I'm sick of
wait. I got a number for you. 0.5, because I'm not watching any of it. I'm not.
I'm sick of that. I'm sick of the great practices. That don't mean nothing.
I'm not.
It don't mean nothing. Yo, it's all words, bro. It's all words until we see it consistently on the field too. It ain't about one game, bro. That Atlanta game, it was fool's gold. It was fool's gold, bro. That's why I never got up too high. It was fun. We got hype, but then we got right back down to earth. And that's what we got to find some. We got to find a way to find some consistency and play well consistently.
Hearing Canales say he liked the way the team fought made me have to make sure we watch the same game. Bruh.
Yeah,
Gary,
bro.
appreciate the super chat, my man.
His definitions of fault is playing to 0-0. Just playing to 0-0 equals fault. They fought hard. Bro, that was not respectfully.
I'm trying to remember the last time I had actually Rivera called them out about their toughness, and so did Fox.
Bro, I saw a halftime speech from Rivera that was been floating around social media. Bro, that made me want to get up and go.
Dog, you talking about the Pittsburgh one?
I think I don't know which one.
Yeah, it was the Steelers one. Yo, bro, and they lost that game. But the fact, but the intensity that man has, bro,
that made me sick, bro. That made me sick to my stomach, bro. Just watching that made me sick. We should, bro. That makes me so sick, bro. Because there's nothing of the sort happening right now. It's a bunch of tell the truth Mondays, turnover Tuesday, blah blah blah. That ain't working.
Todd Cypress. Also, why is Mike Jack covering the number one on multiple occasions? Make your $40 million CB travel. Fire Evero. That's a whole different discussion, man. Omar Tillman, let Bryce play. Don't bench him. Top 5 pick low, and it doesn't go to Chicago this time. It took Jay-Z 7 years. Keep count. Dog, we're at 7 years. We're at 7 years. Literally. We're here. We're at the whole phase. Not the whole phase, the whole phase. We're here. We're here already. We're here. We're already at the 7 years. And my man, we still ain't got to win the season. Shout out to Omar for the super chat. I appreciate it, man. We got a couple more. We need a Dan Campbell type of coach so bad. Well, no, we don't need a Dan Campbell type of coach. We just need a head coach. We have not had one since Rivera left here.
Yeah. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about the potential of a head coach next. But go ahead, keep going through.
Shout out to Steve-O. Someone fired if we lose the next 4, bruh.
I mean,
it ain't looking good.
Listen, it ain't looking. You're
good, giving him credit to get to the next 4. Shout out to Acash. The first thing Fox said to the Panthers was that they were not tough enough to win the NFL. We made the bowl less than 2 years later. Canales has showed me nothing of that sort of leadership. He's not that type of guy. He's not that guy. He's not him. He ain't him. He's not him. Like, Rule might have had more fire than him. Like, and you guys know how I feel about Matt Rule. He had more fire than him. One more, I think. Defensive culture seems to work for us. I told y'all. Y'all was so hell-bent on getting this offensive guy.
I'm still rocking with offensive guy. League has changed. It ain't the same league, bro.
No,
the same league as it was 20 years ago.
Dog, there's going to be a team that wins the Super Bowl with the Eagles had outstanding defense last year. What are we talking about?
Yeah, but what's their head coach?
Sirianni, right?
Yeah.
He's
the
offensive guy. He's
okay then. Okay, so keep that. I'm telling you, bro. Like that's the move. That's just here's the thing.
We ain't got Sirianni.
I know we don't, and that's what I'm saying. Just because we don't do it right doesn't mean it's the wrong way to do it. Like, we don't do anything right. That doesn't mean it's not the right move. The move in isolation is the right move. We just don't do anything right.
I mean, but my point
is the right thing to do. We just ain't got the right one.
But my point is, look, man, a defensive coach can win the championship too. Like, I think a defensive coach can win the championship too. Like, I don't think that's out of the question. There's nothing wrong using the formula that we've been using. We got 2 Super Bowls with defensive coaches. I know it's a new league. We could have gotten to the Super Bowl with other people. We because obviously, bro, he don't know how to pick these offensive guys. Like, they don't know how to pick them. Maybe we need like a offensive-minded GM to go with the offensive-minded head coach, and then maybe we can make it work. Like, we get the offensive-minded GM to hire the offensive-minded head coach, because it's obvious that no, this is not working. We hired a guy that was bottom 10 or had a bottom 10 offense with the Bucs, guys, and I said that when we hired him, and you guys flamed my ass for it. We hired a guy that was a bottom 10. That ain't the type of offensive guru we're talking about.
We've always had this conversation, and Dave, you keep saying that, but we are the Carolina Panthers. We tried to go get the best offensive name out there in Ben Johnson. Did we not, Dave?
We did.
So don't tell me we ain't tried. We are the Carolina Panthers. There's a there is best case scenario, and then there's the Carolina Panthers scenario.
But here's the thing.
Hold on. Let me finish. The Carolina Panthers scenario is that we have to hire a guy ahead of when he's ready. Canales was that guy, bro. We tried to get the big names, but they shun us.
Well,
They shun us.
we didn't try to get Harbaugh.
Yeah, we interviewed him.
But
Did we not?
But we were going to
Did we
hire
not
Harbaugh.
interview him? Did we not interview him? Okay, so it's not like we ain't trying. Who's to say he didn't want to be here either? So it's not like we ain't doing. We are the Carolina Panthers. It's just like the free agents, Dave. Like if they don't want to be here, they not coming here, dog. And it's the same with the coaches. You're gonna have to find a guy that's ahead of his time. He's not ready yet. He's gonna go through a little struggles and get him. It's not the best place to be, bro. It's just
here's the dilemma then. How patient do you think Temper's gonna be?
I don't. That's a great question. Let's hold that thought.
Yeah, let's keep
We're
rocking
not there yet. We got
more super chat.
The last.
I wanted Harbaugh. Michael Hunt. I was indifferent with him at the time, but I wouldn't have been mad at it. Steve-O, Bryce has won one away game in 3 seasons. Well, it's not. Well, I mean, we're only a quarter in the season, man. We can relax. There's plenty of time for him to win more away games. All right, let's go. Let's keep it moving, man.
All right, let me bring this back up. Hold on, because I need to. My fault, Dave.
Yeah, you kicking me out again.
What you doing? My fault. I need to shout out to the Patreon. I mean, y'all got my blood pressure up. Shout out to the Patreon. Patreon.com/Panther Nation PC. Man, shout out to Slick Vic, who was coming to the Miami game. Actually, I have another ticket to give away. I have like 2 more tickets to give away. I'm not going to do it today, but I'll do it next week. We have a couple more tickets to give away. So you got a couple more opportunities to sign up. Patreon.com/Panther Nation PC. Become an MVP level member to have your opportunity to sit with your boy at a home game in the Silver Club seats in the best section in the stadium, section 310. Holla at your boy. But salute to Slick Vic and shout out to everybody. We're gonna do 2 more giveaways. We'll do one next week and probably the one the week after that. All right. Shout out to the franchise folks and also shout out to the free agents. We greatly appreciate your support and your contributions to support this great channel we call PNP. Dave, Underdog, please, sir.
Please go to underdogfantasy.com. Use the promo code PNP. You can go do streaks. Went up to 1,000 times your money. I just won some money over the weekend with the Champions League and doing some daily drafts. You can do daily drafts. You can do them weekly if you want to. You can do it for like the Monday night, Sunday night combo for a daily draft and draft the best players and get the most points, and you can win some money. So go to underdogfantasy.com and use the promo code PNP when you do. It really helps out the channel, guys. And shout out to Underdog, man.
Salute to Underdog, man. Great friends of the show. We appreciate y'all. All right.
We got a couple more super chats before we get into
hit those real quick.
Shout out to Kyle. We just need a good coach. Hard to convince the best coaches worth putting up with Tepper. He has those damn Monday meetings with Canales. Yo, I ain't really talking about the Monday meetings. I'm pretty sure they're happening.
We ain't seen a Monday meeting in a minute.
Nobody's asked him either. Michael Hunt, I wouldn't mind rooting, but you know how people feel. I mean, that'll be interesting if they decide to hire Gruen. That'd be fascinating. He's gonna end up back in the NFL. We got a couple more. It's sad that Rule's team were more competitive than what Canales is doing. Fire everyone. Yeah, did you see that stat line about that?
Say it. What happened?
The margin of loss.
Oh yeah, the margin of loss. Yeah, crazy. Dave Canales has the largest margin of loss of all head coaches. In Panther history
and franchise history. He's the worst. Yeah. He's worse than Rule.
He's the worst. So what? 18? It's like 16, 18 points.
It's 18 points. 18
that
points.
Is, bro. That is terrible.
Dog.
Losing by 18 points on average is ridiculous.
Dog. That means you've been dominated and outcoached every week. What's it gonna give? All right. Shout out to Dan Landon. Shout out to Thumper. Dan Landon for next head coach. I don't know about that. Shout out to Cheshire Cat. Robert Saleh needs to be a Carolina Panthers defensive coordinator or a head coach. Well, the problem now is we're not gonna be able to get nobody good.
Shout out to Saleh. Did he pull up on Duval?
Yeah, Duval. He
Man,
did.
And listen, and this is what really makes me angry, Dave. We'll sit up here and make all these excuses for Canales. Oh, he needs more time. He needs this and he needs that, bro. Duval is over there 3-1 right now in his first season. 3-1, dog. 3-1. And ain't nobody, bro. Come on, bro. And all we sitting here saying, oh, Canales need more time. Canales need this. Canales need that, bro. Stop it with the excuses, dog. Canales got a coach. He got to get it right. And shout out to Duval for pulling up on Salah. I like that energy. Canales gonna do
Salah
run to the
Salah don't mess around, bro.
Canales just gonna run to midfield and shake. Thanks for beating our tails.
Thanks
Great motivation.
Thanks for keeping me in Panthers history as the
largest
margin
I appreciate
losses
that.
as
Good
a head
energy.
coach.
See you next week. See you next Sunday. Like that's the type of energy. That's the type of energy we on.
Shame, man. All right, sorry about that, man. I think I hit all the super. No, we got more super chats.
More coming in.
Who y'all picking? Top 5. Sellers down. I ain't even thinking about that, bro. Sellers down a bank. I have no idea.
Yeah,
I don't watch big. I don't watch big time college football like that. I'm an FCS guy.
We not in draft mode just yet.
I'm not in draft mode.
Shout out for the super chat.
Definitely taking the points of William Mary against y'all. What's the line? I have no idea what the line is for A&T and William and Mary.
You take it.
Nah, he's taking the points, so that's good. Chris Shula is the next head coach. No, I don't want a Shula. Todd Black. We shout out to you, Darius Jones. Todd Black. We always miss on good players because of the draft position or because we drafted bad players. I mean, not always. I mean, but it's been looking like that. Shout out to Mr. Elevation. There's clearly a lack of coaching and development of players. Everything Dave Canales and Evero are reactionary coaches, not innovative.
That's a very great point.
It's a great point.
Great point.
Yep.
All right, let's talk about these rookies.
More.
Oh, go ahead, Dave.
Let's get shout out to Christian Batres. Can't fully blame Tep. Charlotte FC's been fine. Sure. Shout out to Todd's Express. Cohen almost got as many wins as Canales in 4 games. All right, moving on. Let's go.
It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. It is,
Duval,
man.
We hired the wrong Bucks guy.
But that goes to my point, Dave. You sitting up here saying, hey, Liam Cohen was the offensive coordinator for how long?
A year.
Exactly. It's the same. What I go back to my point. It's just because we get it wrong doesn't mean it's always the wrong move, bro. Like these dudes, it's a culture thing, bro.
I want to see something.
Go ahead.
What was the Bucks offense last year? They were 3rd in the league. They were 3rd in the league last year when Cohen was the OC. That's the guy you hire. You don't hire the guy that's in the bottom 10. He was 3rd in the league. I know you're shaking your head. Shake your head. If you're going to hire a coach.
I stand by it.
I know you're going to stand by it. You're going to live by it. But if you got a choice, and I wanted to say this earlier when we were going over this. If you got a choice to pick the guy that's the bottom 10 in the offensively in the league or a guy that's top 10 defensively, potentially, you go with that guy. You don't go with a guy that has the bottom 10 offense. No,
it was in the
absolutely not.
It still had Baker cooking.
They had Baker cooking.
There was reason to hire.
But they had a pretty good defense too. They had a lot of other pieces. And I'm not trying to diminish what the Bucks did. I'm not trying to. Let me be clear, because I don't want folks to think I'm slandering Baker. No, I'm not trying to diminish what the Bucks did. I'm not at all. But they had a lot of talent on that roster, man. They had some pretty good talent on that roster. To have a bottom 10 offense, to be as efficient as they are, that worked for them. We weren't that. So, I think the perception when we hired Canales thought that the offense was going to be so much better, and that's why my head said they were bottom 10 in the league. Bottom 10. They weren't good. From that standpoint. And now he's going to a team that does not have as much talent as the Bucks do, and you expect the freaking thing, the offense to blow up. It's not going to happen.
I stand by it.
They hired that man because they thought he was a QB whisperer. That's what it was about more than anything else. That's why they hired him.
That's a fact.
That's why they hired him. So that's why if he can't fix this man, he's done.
Don't leave out that context though. Every quarterback turn it around.
Was veterans, but they were veterans too. They were all veterans.
Good point.
Gino was in the league for a while. Baker was in the league for a while. They were all veterans. All the turnarounds that man did was veterans. This is his first time going with a young guy, a guy that was in his second year in the season. We never seen that. This is new to him. This is new to his analytics.
I'll give you that.
It ain't working.
I'll give you that.
All right.
I'll give you that, Dave. You right. You right on that one. I'll give you that one.
All right. So I just all right. And then more super chats.
I still stand by. We are the Carolina Panthers. And we always gonna have to hire a guy that's ahead of his that may not be ready.
And that's a fair assessment. But my thing is, if that's what we're gonna do, that's fine. Cool. Got it. But my thing has always been, I don't think it doesn't have to be an offensive guy. It could be a defensive guy. Get the best guy. You know what I'm saying? Get the best guy. Like, just go get the best guy. I think sometimes we just don't get the best guy. No. My point is, I think we're like tunnel vision on, I got to have an offensive guy. I got to have an offensive guy. That's how you hire Frank. That's how you hire Frank Reich over Steve Wilkes.
We can't get the best guy.
No, but my point is, you get
Steve Wilkes' different story. I agree with you.
So that's my point. Like, I think Steve Wilkes, and I love him, he never had a chance because of what he coached. I need them to get off that mindset, is my point. I need them to get the best guy. Like Dan Campbell was like a tight ends coach.
That sounds great. That sounds great on paper. But when you have to look around the trend, you have to look at the trends around the league, bro. Like that matters too. Like when you look at all the successful teams, and it's a copycat league, Dave. If this team is successful, I'm gonna do what's successful. So when you go look at the history of the past Super Bowl winners, how many of them are what?
Offensive guys.
You're gonna go get an offensive-minded guy. That's just what it is.
But that offensive guy come with Patrick Mahomes.
I agree with you. I agree, but you have
that's what I'm saying, right?
You have to build it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? Like, I just think that we say that, but then we gotta factor in so many other things, right? Because a defensive guy can go win a Super Bowl. Like, let's not act like they can.
They can't. There's not. Nobody said they can't. But what is happening right now?
We've seen a lot of offensive guys doing it without saying
a whole lot of them. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And that's not to say, Dave, that they don't have great defenses. Because they do. You have to have a great defense to win.
I just think the rack and stack of the number of offensive people that we keep hiring, I think we're doing ourselves a disservice where we can get a top defensive guy that can find, and Tepper will write a check to any damn body that can go get a rock star OC if he wanted to. He could pay him whatever the hell they want. Pay him at a head coach level.
But then what happens though? What happens when we have?
I'm gonna laugh when Joe Brady's our next head coach. All right, let me do the rest of the super chat. That's gonna be hilarious. That is gonna be shout out the Master Plans. Dan wants dogs on this team, but our coach ain't got no bark in him. Shaking my head. All right, appreciate super chat. Shout out to Cal. Can't fully blame Tep. He hired them all. What are we saying? I mean, Tep's been pretty quiet. I gotta give him credit. He's been kind of like not as involved. I almost wore a step back shirt today, but I felt like it wasn't fair to him because I might need him to step up. Shout out to Hitman 50. Liam talked ish about Canales before the season, so they had beef. Interesting. Trayvon Lawrence. People really need to really go back to see why Bryce and Canales started cooking last year for this year. Adam gone, Coker hurt, David Moore hurt, O-line hurt, no kicker. Yeah, I get all that.
Hold that thought though. We're gonna talk about that because it seems like Bryce got to have the whole world to be in perfect order, exactly to be successful, and that's the problem. I think that's part of the issue. Is that it's not gonna be perfect here, and we'll get to that point because you're right though. The point is correct.
Shout out to Double O King. I keep telling y'all the Carolina Panthers head coaching job is for people looking for early retirement check. Retirement check is hilarious.
That's it. Not only do you have to deal with an inept franchise, you have to deal with an owner that throws a whole nother wrinkle. People aren't gonna want to come here, and that's how you end up with a Canales or whoever, Frank Reich, all these other situations. It's layered, bro. It's not just go out and get the best guy. Yeah, if it was a perfect world, then sure, we go out there and get the best head coach. But that's just not our reality. It can't be because all of the layers that you have to peel back in regards to the Carolina Panthers. That's just facts.
All right,
you can't just say give us the best scenario. Because it doesn't work like that.
Shout out to T Wells, but the OF guy has a guy at QB. We don't have that. Good point. Shout out to Trayvon Lawrence, bingo shot, and all these exclamation points. Shout out to Kyle. Credit for being quiet. Nah, Tepper was quiet because he embarrassed himself. Are we really not enough to think that man is a man that petty isn't involved?
He's still involved. He just ain't publicly rocking for sure.
We gave up DJ two first round picks, a second for a game manager, Brandon McClerney. I wasn't the biggest fan of the trade, y'all, and I was on record for saying that.
We'll go through revisionists. Go ahead, keep going. Keep going.
All right. Shout out to Rob Lewis. I almost hit the button. Shout out to Rob Lewis. Kansas is a preacher. We need a PIMP. Kansas is crazy, Canales. All right. Aiden Guthrie, special request. Can we get the heat-o-meter or whatever it takes?
Yeah.
When Matt
Here
Rule's
we
on the hot
go.
seat.
Y'all want the
We'd at least
rulo-meter.
add a
We had the rulo-meter and got him up out of here.
If you know, you know.
Look, he lose to the Dolphins. We firing up the Dave-o-meter. And not Dave, not co-host Dave, the Canales-o-meter.
You need the Canales. We don't want any confusion. We don't want no confusion over here.
We're going to fire up the Canales-o-meter for sure. Canalo-meter. There you go.
Canalo-meter is hilarious.
Canalo-meter. That's what we're going to fire up the Canalo-meter for sure. We're going to fire it up. He lose to Miami. We're going to have to have a serious discussion. All right, here's the rookie watch. I know we spoke a lot through this, but it is what it is. The T-Mac had a 70 grade. Awesome work there. 40 snaps, 4 receptions, 62 yards. Nick Scorton, great job. He played a lot of snaps, 44 snaps. He had 2 hurries, 3 tackles. Princely had 30. He had a grade of 37.6. Only played 12 snaps. Meanwhile, DJ Johnson played 20-something snaps and gets cut. The starter, DJ Johnson. Yeah, the starter, and then gets cut. But we're gonna talk about that. That's the whole nother conversation. 0 pressures for Canales. For Princely. Etienne had a solid game, had some garbage time snaps, but it's cool. Lathan Ransom, 50 grade, had 1 tackle. Cam Jackson, 50 grade, 1 tackle. Mitchell Evans, who I thought had a solid game. Solid day.
3 snaps, 3 catches, bro.
I don't know if it was 3 snaps. It may be more than 3. I can't. I don't know.
Either way, it looks good. I'm rolling with it for 23
now. 23 yards for Mitchell Evans. Shout out to Mitchell Evans, man. Great work. Again, he is, to me, is the highlight of the rookie class. One of the highlights, one of the bright spots outside of T-Mac of this class. I think there's a lot of potential with Mitchell Evans, and he's just scratching the surface. He's a great blocker. He's a great combo tight end. Doesn't get enough credit for his hands. So it's a very good tight end. I cannot wait to see him continue to develop. All right, Dave, let's talk about it. Jimmy Horn Jr., who we did not play, is in fact going to play on Sunday. Canales has gone on record and said that Jimmy Horn is going to play and make his NFL debut against the Miami Dolphins. Dave, we're finally going to see that Jimmy Horn package. Pause. Dave, what's your thoughts?
You're going to be very angry when you realize that man's not going to have 2 snaps on Sunday.
Yeah, he's not going to play a lot, y'all. He's not.
Y'all going to be so furious. The more you activate, I already hear now. The more you activate him, you're not going to put no snaps. I already hear it. When you activate him, you're going to give him no snaps. I already see it on my timeline already.
Yeah, a lot of people have been waiting and wanted to see Jimmy Horn Jr. And I was one of those people until I heard. And again, you got to remember, we didn't go to training camp. We don't see practices. Yeah. So we're not seeing it. So it's really difficult for us to have an opinion on a guy we have yet to see. We saw him at FanFest, and we saw him a couple other things, but we haven't gotten a full experience of Jimmy Horn Jr. just yet. So a lot of people are clamoring because they know the kid's got some speed, pretty dynamic on paper, but from the word on the street is that he's not quite ready. He's a smaller receiver. He hasn't been able to contribute and make the contributions on special teams. So he's just not, the word on the streets, he's not ready. That's what the beat reporters and the people with credentials have been saying. But now, I guess after we dealing with all these injuries,
they ain't got. What did I say?
They don't have no choice.
Yep. They ain't got no choice. They want to typically suit 5. They're down to pretty much 5. They have no choice at this point.
Play him.
They have to play him, which is why I think you're gonna see him for 2 snaps.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna see him that much. I really don't. I think you'll get a couple of doses. They might throw a reverse in for him or something, a jet sweep, something like that to get him going. But I don't think you'll see a whole dose of Jimmy Horn Jr. at all. So I would say temper your expectations. My bad. Temper your expectations. Slow your roll because I don't think it'll be a lot at all.
All right.
Yep.
Mr. Elevation. Who will get the next sack on the team? Who the hell knows?
Bro, we only got 2. We only
got 2. Worse in the league. Broncos is first for 15. Brian Burns got more sacks than the whole team.
Brian Burns is what? I think he's tied or
tied for the league. Tied. Yeah. He's tied for the lead in the NFL.
That hurts.
That hurts. Y'all.
That hurts. That hurts. I mean, and again, I know Dave is gonna say I told y'all, but I
told y'all.
I got it. But just because what we did after the move ends up the way it is doesn't mean it wasn't the right move. I agree with the move.
I think the right move was we should have traded him for multiple first-round picks when we had the time.
I agree.
That's when you do it. That's when you do it. You don't do it after you're decided you're not going to pay the man. The moment you decided not to take those 2 first-round picks means you needed to pay that man, and they decided not to.
I agree, and
that's my only beef.
And context to that, Brian Burns, he is playing with a monstrous defensive line, so it's not just him. So he's not just. Remember when his best season when we had Hassan Reddick too, when we had the both pass rushers. So there's context. Brian Burns with him playing by himself wouldn't be the same guy. And that's a whole nother conversation. But
no, I know there's so many other.
He's playing well,
but he's playing well.
No, F that, bro. F that. Nah, ain't no salute. He a op, so nah, I'm not.
I didn't say salute him, but I said he's playing well.
That's enough props.
That's
enough props. That's enough.
In a minute, he kind of did.
I don't care.
All right, another super chat. Shout decided to see the Jimmy Horn package. That is a wild thing to say live. Better hope no one clips this. Look, man, the irony of it. The irony of it all is that he ain't like Shad is not alone in the sentiment of wanting to see that package, because there's a lot of y'all on Twitter that have been begging for this man. So y'all gonna get him for 2 snaps. Yeah. All right. Shout out to Rye. Thielen took a pay cut and a play cut to get up out of here. No, his wife.
A play cut is crazy.
A play cut is hilarious. He saw what was about it. No, his wife wanted to get the hell out of Carolina. Like happy wife, happy life. That's what they told me.
They trash too, man.
They are.
They trash. So he went from one garbage can to another garbage can. So shout out to the ops, man.
And he ain't playing, dog. He out here getting as many snaps as Jimmy Horn.
Get a retirement check, bro. Yeah. And kick rocks. Kick rocks, man. I don't care.
If you run back exactly what we had last year on offense and have T-Mac and the kicker, we will be 4-0. I ain't going to say that either, because you still got Dave Canales as your coach. Appreciate the super chat, Trayvon Lawrence. All right.
But yeah, so Jimmy Horn Jr. is going to play. We don't have a choice but to play him. David Moore's out. And so you ain't got but so many guys. We have yet to hear the news that, Coker is going to be activated, but I'm going to say this. We'll go ahead and get into the roster moves because the kind of aligns with it. But as you can see at the bottom, we do have 2 open roster spots, and we have 2 guys that are eligible to return from IR. One of them being Jalen Coker, and the other guy being LeBron Ray. So, in theory, those would be the 2 guys that we reactivate. We probably won't hear anything until tomorrow because that's when they give the injury updates. So. Yeah, we won't hear anything until tomorrow, but hopefully we get the news that Jalen Coker's reactivated and he will play on Sunday. We won't know though. But go ahead.
So based on what I'm seeing, DJ, we're down to 2 picks from that draft, man. You know that?
I got a slide for it.
We're down to 2 picks from that draft. Oh Lord have mercy. And we traded for this guy. Traded up to get this guy. Y'all remember that? We traded up to get him?
We traded up to get this guy. Even wrote pounded the table for this kid. And he said he loved his play. Good, decent against the run. We haven't seen any development from him. It's year 3, and bro, ain't no progression. So and bro, the film gurus, the folks that watch the film, bro, I saw some clips. My man was looking lost out there, bro. He was looking lost out there.
3 years
he was looking lost, completely lost. Wasn't, just not in position, over pursuit, just not looking great at all. So we ended up.
I didn't think he should have made the roster. The injuries might be the only reason why he did the way he's looking.
So DJ Johnson, if you've been living under a rock, DJ Johnson, our 2023 3rd-round pick, whom we traded up for, has been released from the Carolina Panthers. Also with Devion Campbell, however you say his name, he has also been released, but he had an injury. I think he got injured on Sunday, so he got released. Also, just a quick note, Jared Kingston, who was on our practice squad, was signed by the Texans. I know I misspelled that, but he was signed by the Houston Texans to their active roster. So we also have an open spot on our practice squad. So there's been some movement here. And like I said earlier, there are now 2 open roster spots on our team. And hopefully all signs point to Jalen Coker and LeBron Ray being activated and brought back. Okay. Yep.
Hey, Cash. Dave saying a lot of people want to see Jimmy's package just made it worse. He didn't even say pause. You're right. I did not say pause.
I
Pause.
said it. I said I caught you though. I got
Okay,
you.
appreciate it. Zavala could be the last 23 period if Bryce is done. I think at this point you might as well, if you're gonna get rid of him, you might as well get rid of all of them. Just
Yeah,
make
it's
it a
not
pack.
looking good. It's
Not
not
looking
looking good.
Not looking good at all.
Yeah, so here's the 23. Oh, go ahead.
Canals is trash. Shout out to Lucky. Canals is trash. He gets too much credit for Geno and Baker. I just went through the whole theory about that one. He deserved the credit for those two, but those two were veterans.
Yeah, so here is the 2023 draft class. We have Bryce Young, who was a starting quarterback, obviously. Jonathan Mingo is now in Dallas. DJ Johnson just got released. Chandler Zavala is our current starting guard, who is injured now and has been dealing with injuries throughout his entire career, basically. But he had a really rough rookie season. I will say he has progressed a little bit more than a DJ Johnson had. He's shown me more than DJ Johnson has, if we're going to keep it a buck. But Chandler Zavala has struggled a little bit, but I'll give him credit. He is fourth round pick. So you start to get a little bit of leeway as you get into the later rounds. Jamie Robinson, who once famously said there aren't 100 and some folk better than me. Well,
he's not even in the league no more, is he?
I don't think he's in the league, Dave. So
Wow.
Dave, how many people on the roster? There's not at least not. Well, so what you got? Practice squads. So you got 18 plus 53. We can times 32. Yeah, there's quite a few people better than you, sir. Unfortunately. But Dave, yeah, this is the 2023 draft class, and it's not looking good. So
Scott Fitterer.
Let's
days.
Yeah. Yeah.
Count
so
your days.
Dave, let's quickly talk about this because I think this is an important point, right? And we started to get to this point, right? And there's some theories going around, and I kind of believe it. You heard Dave Canales famously say in a press conference after week 1, week 2, he said, "Hey, man, I've been encouraging. I want to see our young guys play. And you have a game where your two veterans are injured, right? You've got DJ Wanham out, you got Pat Jones out. So that would, in theory, if you're listening to your head coach, you would play both of your young guys. But in turn, you see DJ Johnson out snap Princely. Princely only had 12 snaps that entire game. DJ Johnson had 20 plus. Okay.
They use DJ Johnson as a tryout period, man. That's what they use it for. You can't convince me otherwise.
So let's answer this, Dave. And let's just rip the Band-Aid off and let's address the question like it needs to be addressed. Did Dan Morgan step in and say, "Hey, Evero, we know you like DJ Johnson, but we want to see our young players and want to see them on the field. So if you're going to continue to play him and he's not playing well, we're just going to get rid of him so you can no longer play him." Is that what happened here?
You know what I think happened? I think they were trying to build some draft capital to get his ass out of there before they had to make the decision to release him because they had to have the 2 roster slots.
Huh?
They know they had people coming back. I didn't think he should have made the team in the first place. You got people coming back from injury that was on IR. You need the roster spots. Okay? They played him. I'm rolling with this theory. I'm probably dead off. You play him to potentially get some draft capital for him, like a 7th round pick, something.
Bro, you knew you wasn't getting nothing for no DJ Johnson, fam. Stop it. All right, come on, bro. This dude has shown you nothing to get any sort of trade capital, bro.
But
remember,
what did Jonathan Mingo show?
Nah.
What did Jonathan
Mingo was in year 2.
Okay.
What do you mean?
Okay, but what did Mingo show you? What did Mingo show you that warranted a 4th round pick? What did he show you for Dallas to send us a 4th round pick for that man? What did he show you?
Bruh,
Nothing.
He's a wide receiver, premium position.
So is the pass rusher. A pass rusher.
He ain't good though. Mingo
was great.
But at least Mingo gives you a little bit more upside to develop. You had a whole nother year, bro. And he was young. This dude, DJ Johnson, is 32 already. He old. So I can't give you that one, bro. I can't. I'm not.
I know I'm reaching. But all jokes aside, your theory might have legs.
Because there's no way you can tell me, as much as Evero pounded the table for this kid, we can go back to the film and watch the video when they draft. There's no way you can tell me that Evero likes this move. He just started the man. He literally just started this dude.
I'm more annoyed by the fact that Canales didn't step in and said this is a bad idea. Like, that's what I'm annoyed by more than anything. You're the freaking head coach. Like, you're the head coach, bro.
That's the scary part.
That's where I'm annoyed by. Like, I can't even blame Evero. If they're gonna let Evero do what he wants, then that's fine. But you're the head coach, bro. Like, you couldn't have thought. But then again, this is the same guy that did not play Brady Christensen on his side of the ball.
Yeah,
like
so, we're gonna have to get some answers how this evolved and what, because I of course I agree with the move, right? I think the move in isolation at least tells me that we're trying to be a serious football team. We're trying.
I think starting them is not being a serious. I think the fact that they thought it? No, I think the fact that I think the fact that you decided going into this Patriots game after the game that you had against Atlanta, and you said, oh, we'll just start DJ and have him play more snaps than our rookies. When you legitimately said, said, I got an idea. Let's start a guy that hasn't played well ever.
He's never had a good game, bro.
Ever. So let's just start him. Like, let's start him instead of starting a guy that actually showed you some level of progress. Let's start him. We'll just start him. We'll just, we'll do that and see how it goes. Give it a good old try. Like, what? Dog, when I heard that he was starting, I was losing my mind. What?
I think this is a Dan Morgan move, to be honest with you. I think Morgan.
But here's the thing, bro. It has to be a Dan Morgan move. He's the GM.
Yeah, but that's not what I mean though.
I know what you mean.
He's the GM, but I really think Dan Morgan stepped in and said, "Hey, okay, y'all two obviously aren't speaking the same language." Canales went out publicly and said, I'm encouraging our staff to play our younger talent. And then when you don't have any guys ahead of your younger talent and there's injuries all over the place and you still don't play a younger talent, that to me tells me that Dan Morgan stepped in and said, hey, bro, this dude ain't good enough. I know he's your guy, so we getting him out of here so you can't play him anymore.
However, the head coach is doing the same things on his side of the ball. So how mad can you be with Evero with that?
No, what you mean?
Brady Christensen should have been starting yesterday on Sunday.
Yeah, but that's a
yes.
I agree. I agree with your point, but I don't. Your point is valid. Like, yes, Brady Christensen should have been starting, but I'm not seeing how that equates to what Evero is doing on the. Because it's not a younger versus. It's not a younger thing.
XL shouldn't have been starting. Considering what he did in the preseason, do you think he won that starting job?
No, I think, bro, we can't do that because XL had a solid season last year, and he's a number one first round pick, right? So what you mean? So
the best guys win the job, man. Like, we can't keep doing this. Like, the best guys should win the positions. The best guys should win the job. Because that's like saying, well, we're playing DJ because He's been here longer, and he was a 3rd-round pick. He was my first draft. He was my first pick that I pounded the table for to get. That's why we're playing him. Like, you play the best people. Like, we talked about prior to the season that I thought that DJ Johnson was on the cusp. I didn't think he should have made the team because he hasn't shown anything. He just hasn't. He's been getting beat by undrafted free agents since he got into the league. Like, the best guy should win. But I just think that you can't encourage your coaching staff to play the young guys when you're not even doing it yourself. Like, you're not.
That's what I mean. I don't think it's a young guy thing, though. It's not, because he is. It's with the exception of a Horn, right? That's a different discussion, because dude's just not. If you're not ready, you're not ready. But I don't think it's a young. I think your point. You're equating Evero's youth to Canales not playing the best talent, and I think it's 2 different conversations.
Well, wouldn't you argue that Scorton's probably more talented than DJ Johnson?
Scorton played, though. Scorton got more snaps than DJ Johnson.
What about Princely?
Princely's probably not better. Princely is a pass rush specialist. They probably think he's a liability against the run, which is probably why Evero didn't play him. I'm just guessing, but Princely only played 12 snaps. There's a reason why, bro. Like, there's a huge, and which tells me there's a huge disconnect in that between these 2 guys, right? And Dan Morgan sitting in the top. There's a disconnect, bro.
All right. Let me go through these super chats. We got a lot. Canals is trash. He gets too much credit for Geno and Baker.
You got that
Thank
one
you. Yeah, I thought I got one. Worst 3rd-round pick, DJ Johnson or Rashawn. Oh my God Almighty! The game guy.
At least DJ played. DJ played way more than God. I don't think God had made it to his 2nd season.
But why did DJ play more? That's true. He didn't. So I guess it has to be DJ Johnson it's got to be Gordon by default. Then.
Yeah, I think. But did we trade for Gordon? No. So I think the trade might make it worse. I don't know. That's tough. I got to analyze that one.
Trayvon Lawrence Dave, they put up 30 on KC and an Eagles team last year with that offense last year. This year is barely 14. Bro, then who's it on? It's on the coach. Because so are we gonna say that, like, we drafted a wide receiver in the 1st round last year? Like, what are you guys trying to tell me? I'm confused. Taquan Griffin, if we're gonna go be bad, we might as well be young. I love Jimmy finally getting the chance, and I look forward to an increased role with a rookie edge rushers. I think that Jimmy Horn chance ain't what you think it's gonna be, guys. I just want you to know that. The Bucks pick Yaya Diaby 2 picks after DJ. Shout out to you, Darius. Appreciate the super chat. I think Evero has the final say in his contract. Yo, that's possible. Panthers 24/7. Appreciate it, bro. That's very.
I think Evero. Oh, yeah, I can't say that.
We don't know. We have no idea.
I don't think he would have more control over Dan Morgan, though. I can't imagine that.
No, not more than Morgan, but maybe Canales.
Bro, that's crazy word, bro. You're sad. That's how things break. That's how. Now, see, if that's the case, bro, I see why it ain't working. If that is the case, that is the exact reason why we're in the.
Canales might be here off the fact that Evero, he never got to pick a DC. No, he could, but I think Tepper's just gonna probably get rid of everybody. He's gonna get rid of people. Double O Kane, I figured it out. Evero trying to get bought out too. Don't worry, man. One thing Tepper will do is pay off a contract. Rob Lewis, you think EJ wants to get fired just to get out of Charlotte?
Bro, I would, man. Listen, I think the whole situation has been like, it's all jacked up, bro. I think that we talked about this on several occasions. The idea behind bringing Evero here was to get them picks. When he gets hired, we know that he was at the top, bro. He was in line to get a head coaching position, bro. He was. When we hired him as defensive coordinator, he was getting interviews for head coaching positions as well. We dropped the bag. We hired him as DC. He was supposed to be here for 2 years, then get a head coaching job. We get the picks. Can't nobody convince me
that was the plan.
That was the plan. So now we're hanging on to him for dear life to see if we can still get the picks, because it makes no other sense as to why you would hold him over from a regime that was so bad. Yep. And now Canales has to deal, which is why it makes it tough for you to be overly critical of Canales and him not being a head coach when Tepper was the one that put these two together. It's all jacked up from this is a mess. And I was gonna tweet this the other day, but I said it multiple times. We have never done a hard reset.
No,
Never. Under
no,
Tepper. There has
no.
never, it's always been a holdover from a holdover, from a holdover,
Holdover every
from a
time.
holdover. And it traces all the way back to Ron Rivera when he was first, and Tepper got here in the first year.
So you know what the wild thing about the holdover? He had a chance to do the reset and he chose not to.
Exactly.
Because here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing, right? There's probably like when they made the decision to hire Wright over Wilkes, that might have been your best chance to do a legitimate reset. That might have been your best shot. But you didn't even do that. Because at that point, you went with somebody that was there already, even though that you might want to call it a reset. But that was the first year on that staff with him. So you could have kind of made it like a reset. Because all you did when you let Federer go, you just hired from within. You hired Morgan. He was already on the team.
It's holdovers, man.
Yeah, like so. But at least if you would have done it with Wilkes, you probably would have been able to kind of clean up the GM situation at some point. But you keep. Oh God! All right, let me finish.
They're not going to hard reset. They're not going to do it. They're just not.
They got to do it. They have to. They have to.
So, all right, so let's. I
got to get through
the super chats, and then we'll close out the Evero conversation.
All right. The DJ cut and bring back Nick Scott shows the lack of decision making by coaches. Play the rookies. They have to be better. They have to be better. Shout out to you, Mr. Elevation. I agree. I wish I could speak, Steve-O. Nah, because then we'll be here for 3 hours.
We'll be here all night, bro. We'll be all night. We may do a show. If we're bad again next week, we'll open up and we'll
open it up to folks. We'll open it up to the Patrons. We'll open it up to them first. So become a Patreon if you want to do it, because I think you guys know what might happen this week. We're underdogs at freaking home, man.
Underdogs at home, bro. And Miami, even without Tyreek, still was able to beat up on the Jets.
Yeah,
so.
Sure did. All right, Johnny Mac. We all knew this was a bad pick from the start. Yeah, man. Red boy, Sean, how you feel about Brian Flores? He's the only defensive minded coach I would want. I don't want to
like
rebuild,
Flores,
though.
man. I think
do, bro.
He'll bring some food here. I think it's culture at this point. That's the biggest issue with the Panthers. We have a lack of culture. I just don't think Flores is going to be hired here just because of the situation with the NFL. I think
that was the factors with Wilkes as well. To be honest with you, want to keep it.
I don't think it's going to happen. But
it's not going to happen.
But the biggest issue with the Carolina Panthers is culture. We have a big culture issue. There's no heart. Dan Morgan got up there and talked about dogs this, dogs that, and it's been a mess. Nothing has changed.
Shout out to Double O Kane. Dave and Evero have made questionable decisions. Come to think of it, Dan Morgan has to burn it all and start from scratch. Yep, that's why I'm at, bro.
I mean, this draft class.
Seth Rollins, this joint. Burn it, Seth Rollins, that joint.
This draft class could be, if they get the time to play, they could turn out to be solid.
Well, I ain't going off 1 year. I can tell you that.
That's for sure. We can't go off 1 year. You gotta go to 3. Give them 3, Dave. Give him 3.
Taquan Griffin, if we finish bottom 3 in the league, what's next? Oh, the house has to be clean, bro. The house has to be clean. You got to clean everything. Clean all the wickets, all the creases. You got to clean all that joint.
All right.
Wait, one more.
Okay, go ahead, Dave.
D-Cole, GM, head coach, DC, and QB on different timelines.
That's the fact. That is an issue. That is the issue. That is the issue.
So let's go. Let's get to the next topic.
Let's talk about this. Yeah, let's talk about this.
I got more super chats.
Go ahead and hit those.
Panther 24/7. Clarify my Evero point in the Discord. All right, I'll check the Discord once again. Become a Patreon. Go to www.patreon.com/Panther Nation PC. Become a Patreon. It really helps out the channel. I made a bet yesterday for $500 for Miami. Puts up 45.
Ooh.
You're gonna lose your money, bro.
Yeah, you might lose.
Yeah, you're gonna lose your money, Steve-O. All due respect, you're gonna lose your money there, buddy.
But okay, let's finally have this conversation, because everybody's blaming Bryce versus Canales. Somebody's getting the blame here, and we know that Canales took this job as the quarterback whisperer, and he's gonna fix Bryce Young. So my question, Dave, is: are these two tied at the hip? Do you envision a timeline? Shout out to Dr. Strange. Do you envision a timeline where Canales survives Bryce, or vice versa?
No.
So you think they're going together?
They're going together, man. Because if this thing goes to hell in a handbasket, you're not gonna, like I said earlier in the show, bro. You're not gonna exercise the 5th year option. You're not. You're just not. You're not gonna do that. At that point, you're gonna have to clean house, and then you draft your new quarterback with your coach and go from there. But we've already tried that. I just think the big concern is you just got to make sure that everybody's on the same page of the quarterback that you take, and make sure there's no disagreements. Because there's been theories that when Bryce was drafted, he wasn't exactly the top choice. A consensus. It wasn't a consensus that he was the top choice. He was the top guy from a draft analysis standpoint, like the draft expert said. You take Bryce 1, but I don't think it was an agreement in the rooms that he should have been the guy that the Panthers should have taken. So you got to make sure if you're going to do it, you're going to have to clean house. I don't think Bryce survives without Canales and vice versa. I don't think Canales is going to get an opportunity to draft a quarterback.
So even in our thought, and I'm just playing devil's advocate here. I'm not advocating either way. I'm just asking the questions. Do you think that Canales should get an opportunity to get his own quarterback?
Nope. I do not. Because you came here saying that you can fix him. Nope. Absolutely not.
So let's have a conversation about Bryce real quick, because I think Bryce Young can play. I think he can play in this league. Bryce Young can play in this league. He's shown it, right? He's shown flashes, and that's all we keep talking about is flashes. The problem with Bryce Young, with the way this team is configured, is that Bryce Young needs everything to be at its peak, right? Everything has to be on point. Offensive line has to be great. Weapons around you have to be great. Run game has to be great. Play calling has to be great. And in the NFL, there are going to be situations where things aren't great, and you're going to have to compensate. The problem with Bryce Young is that I don't think Bryce Young has the ability to overcome adversity when something goes wrong, right? When you if the offensive line isn't playing well, he's not going to play well. If injuries are to the wide receivers, he's not going to play well. If
Tom Brady ain't gonna play well without a good offensive line, that's why I left New England.
Cat, bro, we not doing that. Tom Brady Tom Brady gonna elevate who's around him, bro.
I'm talking about the offensive line example.
Let's not do that. I'm talking about in any situation, bro. You have to have Bryce is not the quarterback that is going to elevate everybody around him. He's just not. He's not, bro. It's we're in year 3 now. You're going through multiple head coaches, multiple offensive coordinators, right? It can't be everybody else's fault all the time. And listen, maybe he goes, and again, maybe he goes to another team where the situation is better and he plays better. I agree with that. But is that the type of quarterback that's going to take us to where we need to go? We had Superman. We saw what it's like when Cam Newton doesn't have the greatest offensive line, doesn't have the greatest weapons. He elevates guys around him.
But Bryce is more of Cam's a game changer. Bryce is the game manager. But
that's my point. But half the
quarterbacks in the league, half the quarterbacks in the league are game managers.
We talking about the Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers are in a situation where we need somebody at the quarterback position that can overcome something, whether it be a hurt wide receiver, whether it be a bad play call, whether it be, bro, there has to be something that our quarterback can negate. And I just don't think Bryce can do it. I just don't think he can do it, bro. I'm potting right now. I'm sorry, but it's not all. I'm not blaming Bryce, bro. I think Bryce is he can play in this league. But when everything has to be 100% perfect at all times, then we're not going to be successful, bro. I'm being honest, bro. I'm sorry. Like I've seen enough football, bro. I've seen enough Bryce. I've seen enough, bro. It can't be bro. I've seen some great play calls, right? Where y'all blame Canales for calling it for his lack of play calling ability, but Bryce misses a wide open guy. The wheel route to Chuba. Bryce misses it, bro. It can't be everybody else's fault all the time. He's a part of the problem too. It's not just Canales. So we need somebody We need somebody here that can overcome adversity, bro. That can handle a little bit of the pressure, can evade, can use his legs. We need, and he can do that.
I'm gonna keep it a beam with you, man. And I gotta go. We got a lot of super chats we gotta hit too. I think Bryce Young needs some help? Yes, but most quarterbacks in the league do.
Yes, I agree with that.
So and so I don't know if it's completely fair to say that Bryce has to have everything, because there's a lot of quarterbacks that has to have everything that's in this league. There's some that's won Super Bowls. You know what I'm saying? So like, I just think that
bad, Dave. We look bad.
No, I know we look bad, but like, you can't expect, like, Cam. We're making the Cam comparison, and I don't think that's fair, because Cam is an enigma. Like Cam, like they don't. You're not going to make another Cam. You know what I'm saying?
No, you're not.
They ain't too many. They're not too many quarterbacks in the league that could do what he did during that period, right? Considering what he had. So I think that isn't fair to him. Even Jake Delhomme, he ain't have every damn thing. He had one pretty good wide receiver, but he didn't have everything. But I think we have, but we're so short, we're so deficient in so many areas.
We are.
We're deficient in so many areas. So I don't know if that's fair to say that. Like, even like when you think about somebody like a Jalen Hurts ain't out here throwing for 300 yards a game.
Yeah, but he got an equalizer. We can't do that.
He got it, but he got everything.
He got an equalizer, but he got an equalizer. Yeah, he does.
He got everything, though. He's got Saquon Barkley as his starting running back. He has a phenomenal offensive line. He has a phenomenal defensive line. He has a phenomenal defense as a whole.
But Dave, everybody, just to your point, everybody doesn't have that situation either. But there's still good quarterbacks out there balling that don't have that. Bro, we just saw Drake Maye, who has y'all just talking about Bryce Young playing with backups on offensive line. So was Drake Maye.
Yeah.
Was Drake Maye.
Drake Maye. I don't think Drake Maye had two of his offensive line.
Don't tell me, don't. All we like to do is make excuses, bro, and I don't like it.
But then, if we're being critical of Canales, you have to put some of this on him too, right? Like,
yeah, agreed.
You as a coach, and I talked about this. I don't know who else. I think, did I talk about this? What made Bill Belichick great was the fact that he knew how to put his players in the best position to succeed. He had Tom Brady, but then when you look at the rest of that roster, he knew how to put players in the best position to succeed. And that's coaching. Canales ain't really coaching, and that's part of the issue. Like, John Fox, I know how folks feel about him. He ain't have everything either. And he always had them boys ready. And he did same with Rivera. He never had, dog, we went to a Super Bowl with Mike Reimers, bro, starting an offensive line. Like, you got to put your folks in the best position. So that's on the coach.
I agree. I think, and I'm not, but what I'm, Dave, please don't misconstrue what I'm saying.
Okay.
Is I'm not saying that it's all Bryce Young's fault. That's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
What I'm saying is that there is an issue. There's a combination of issue. It's this marriage between these two is not working, and I don't think it's going to work. But here's the thing. Here's my point. My point is this, though, Dave. This is my point. Because if you still believe that Bryce Young is the guy, then you're gonna go out there and you're gonna get another coordinator that can work with Bryce Young. If we firmly believe that, right? If your theory is correct, Dave, we're going to go out there and bring another person in here to work with Bryce Young. The truth is that Bryce Young has limitations too. That's the truth. And we cannot negate that. We can't just say, oh, yeah, but he needs offensive. Of course, all quarterbacks need offensive line. All quarterbacks need weapons. But at some point, you're going to have to overcome some adversity. You're going to have to use your individual talent to overcome something. That is my point. And the way, even a bad play call, if you get a bad play call, Dave, you're gonna have to negate it. I'm sure there's quarterbacks that get play calls that they don't want to execute all the time, but make something happen. And that's my point. Is like, you're gonna, at some point, and somebody keeps saying it, bro. What is Bryce Young's superpower? What can he negate? What can he make other defenses account for? Something. You have to have something. And when you just put pressure and you can rush 3 and get to Bryce panics a little bit, blur the passing lanes, and then that's it, bruh. Like, when he extends the play, you say the ability to extend the play. When he extends the plays, he fumbles the football.
I'm not saying it's all on Canales. I'm just saying we're on the same page there.
It's not. I'm not putting the full blame on Canales, nor am I putting the full blame on Bryce Young, because Canales has to find a way. Maybe he's trying. It's just not working. It's just not working, bro. Like, it's just not.
I'm just trying to understand what I saw in Atlanta and what I saw in New England. Just trying to understand. That's all. I'm just trying to understand. Like,
he didn't play. That's the thing. He didn't play that well in the Atlanta game either. He didn't. The offense wasn't that good in Atlanta.
Okay. And they shut him out.
The defense put up
they shut him out.
Oh, they weren't. The defense did a great job too. The defense put up points. The offense didn't look that great. Bryce only had 121 in that game. That's my point. Is if the defense ain't putting up points and causing a shutout, then what happens? That is my point, Dave. That is my exact point. If the defense doesn't do what they do in that Atlanta, if Atlanta offense puts up some kind of fight, bro, that's a game. The defense is what won that game.
I want to run through some super chats. Can I run through some super chats while you relax? Calm down for a bit. But some of these might make you mad. The way Flores treated Tua, imagine him with Bryce. Kyle, Flores was right. I ain't going to talk about what Tua said about Cam, but I'm going to keep that to myself.
Yeah, I ain't going on that.
Yeah. Kyle said Bryce is a backup. I'm not going that far. He's a starter in this league.
He can play. He just got the situation got to be perfect, bro.
Rob Lewis, shot. I plan to say the exact same thing when it came to Bryce Young. Hitman 50. Trevor was Bryce. It took 5 years, but Trevor didn't have everything at the time when he first got into the league either. He didn't have everything. Occasionally, Mr. Team is so bad, Rashad. Gonna have to start saying pause after saying the cat. Jesus.
That's crazy. That's crazy word.
It's crazy word.
That's crazy word.
Shot, take off. All facts here.
I'm trying. Man, listen. Go ahead. My fuck you going.
Will Horsley, I disagree in a big way. We've never had everything together on offense since he's been with us. That being said, how do you explain the second half of the season of last season? Yeah, that's a good point. He figured it out in the second half of last year. We was in Germany. We got to see it full force. Got Daniel Jones benched and released. Like, we saw it.
Daniel Jones hooping too now.
Yeah, you see how that works? It's kind of weird how that works, huh?
A different situation.
There's a situation, different coaching.
Yeah, it matters.
Like, that matters, man.
It matters.
Folks thought that man was all for naught. And when that man got signed in India, I said, Anthony's done. He ain't playing no more. He's done. Daniel Jones about to win this. Daniel Jones wouldn't win there if he think he's going to get the starting job. That man believed he bettered himself and he won. Shout out to Buddy. If Bryce leaves, he's going to be the next Baker Slam.
I agree with. If he goes to the right situation, he would be.
Yep.
He would be.
And then we're going to say, well, why did he do that here? I was like, well, who else is still here? And it'll be his behind with that Carolina blue shirt. That ain't even processed blue. Tazik Cypress. Facts with Bills Patriots. They leave and be bums. T. Wells, Dave, if you're not performing at your job and they hire you and it's been 3 years, are you expecting a pay raise? Most of my employees do, believe it or not, especially the ones that ain't really doing what they need to do. So, yeah, absolutely. Shout out to you, T. Wells.
Keep going. I said there's more, right? Go ahead.
There's more. Mr. Elevation, we need a dog at QB. Bryce is too nice. We need a coach. We need a dog coach. That's what we need. Rob Lewis, that's why his name is Canassus, Dave. Word Butcher strikes again. Thumper, bringing in QB competition like a Trey Lance. Trey wouldn't have a chance.
We got Hooker.
We got Hooker sitting back there. The game got thank you. Been saying ATL game was was mid. Okay.
Offense was mid.
The offense was mid. Trayvon Lawrence, Bryce is the game manager, and as right now, he has nothing to manage, and Canales has nothing to coach.
I think that
pretty much might be it, man.
That sums it up, bro. That really sums it up. Is that Canales can't maybe Canales wants to do something different, but can't with the limitations. It's just not working. It's just they're not the right match. But go ahead.
Jamel progressing. Is it documented that y'all were saying that the marriage wasn't working after we beat a team 39? Oh, what has changed so much after one game? I mean,
so let me address this because we won that game. I didn't want to introduce negativity, and so it was brought up in that if you want to go back and watch that, I did say the offensive performance was not that great, but I didn't want to damper. I didn't want to put a sour mood on our first W of the season. So I did say the offense was mid.
And I said, is this an outlier or is this what we're going to see for the next month? Because the schedule was light. All those after the Atlanta game, every game after that was very winnable. Very winnable. For the next month, they were very winnable. So it's looking like right now it's leaning towards outlier after what the hell happened on Sunday. Shout out to Trevor Norris. I think it's more of a lack of talent on the team than it's the QB and the coach.
Bro,
well, guess what?
Guess what?
Guess what? The people that make the decisions, they don't care about that, bro. They got to win some games.
I think this team is more talented than we give it credit, especially. Now I know we're dealing with some injuries on the offensive side of it, but T-Mac is talented, bro.
Yeah,
but we can't get a chance to see T-Mac's talent when he's being overthrown. And that falls on Bryce, bro. He be open, and Bryce Young overthrows him. So we can't fully see the talent, bro.
That's true.
The offensive line is a top, when healthy, is a top, even when it's not. Bro, let's keep it a buck. Bro, Corbett being down is an upgrade. We got upgraded with Cade Mays. So don't give me that. He down 2 starting offensive linemen. Cade Mays is a starter. Yeah, the only injury that's impactful to the offensive line is Robert Hunt. Everybody else is still there. And if you can't deal with one injury on offensive line, then we got bigger issues.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this team, you got Chuba Hubbard, you got Rico, you got some budding tight ends that are doing. Tommy Tremble played well. Yeah, come on, man. It's not, bro. I stop it. With we're
not as talented.
We got enough talent to be competitive. Stop it, bro. And that's where I get frustrated because then you start blaming everybody else. It's talent this, talent that. We got enough talent to compete, bro. We just ain't. We ain't executing. And we not calling the right plays. It's something. We got enough talent, bro. Stop.
We got enough talent. Bro. We got enough talent to win games, man. Double OK and King Armich ain't it. Okay. Cal Sudriff, if you give Bryce credit for late last year, do the same for Canales. Reality is they're both bad and need to go. No need to lock them in mid-long term. Lock in mid-long term. Yeah, we're getting there, bro. Bryce literally has one wide receiver right now.
I agree. He's down a couple of receivers.
He's down a couple of receivers.
I give you that. And they're bracketing T-Mac. So hopefully when some guys get back, it'll be better. I'll give you that. I will concede on that point. He is down a couple wide receivers.
Shout out to Yasani Penna. In my opinion, let's wait for Jimmy and Coker before we send off Bryce. I believe we can find something with T-Mac, Coker, and Jimmy as wide receivers. I don't think Jimmy's going to play that much, man. Y'all going to have to take Jimmy out of this cut, man. You guys really
we got high hopes. We got high hopes for
y'all got some high hopes for a 6th-round pick, and it's unbelievable. Like, it's kind of wild when you think about it. I believe they went to New England with overconfidence. That's very possible, Rolly.
That's possible. Certainly possible. We have nothing to be overconfident about.
Shout out to Rob Lewis. Dave hit the.
I told y'all.
For the team that showed up Sunday. Jesus Christ, man. Even the tight ends are good this year. You're right, the game guy. They are. All right. That's everybody. Shout out to y'all, man. We got over 100 super chats today. We appreciate that, guys.
That's crazy, bro.
We got over 100 super chats today. 107, 108. We got more. Need to go back to the last 8 games last year's playbook. Appreciate it, Steve-O.
That's what makes it frustrating, bro. That's what makes it more frustrating is that we saw what this team could be, and then you come back looking like trash, bro. And that's coaching. That's coaching, bro. It's coaching. So to me, it ain't working out, bro. This marriage between these two ain't working out. So I'm curious to see what happens, whether Dan Morgan is going to get the opportunity, because I don't see it in me. My question, here's my question, bro. I'm gonna be looking at us sideways if we somehow flip the switch from now through the rest of the season. If we flip the switch and things start playing well, I'm gonna start looking at everybody crazy. Because what's going on? Like, why does it take us to be so ass before we start playing well again? You need some consistency. So I'm not gonna complain about it. I just got questions.
Shout out to Trevor Norris. When I said lack of talent, I meant on the defense. The linebackers and pass rush are not good, and Nick Scott should not be playing. No, the defense is rough.
Got talent, bro. You still got talent though. You got Ashawn Robinson, Derrick Brown. You got JC, Mike Jack. Both those guys are playing good football, bro. Like, we got some talent, bro. We
just got to fix linebackers, man.
Bro, we got, bro. That's what makes it frustrating, man. We got talent, man. It's just unfortunate that we just so trash, bro.
Trayvon Lawrence, we really need to see how valuable Adam was. That's Bryce and Steve Smith. Come on, man.
I don't think that's.
I'm not rolling.
Maybe, but I'm
not rolling. I think they'll be better once Coker returns. I think it'll be better once Coker returns.
Hey,
but we ain't got no good linebackers, guys.
Let me address this real quick, because I want to assign a word of caution to everybody that keeps saying we could have had Peyton Wilson, we could have had Lab McConkey, we could have had all these guys, and we could have, bro. There is no promise that any of those guys would have played well under this coaching staff.
That's a fact.
They could have been just guys, and we would have been saying we could have had somebody else here because the guys ain't playing well.
Leggett could be balling the Chargers right now,
that, bro. We seen guys.
And then y'all would be like, "Why don't we take Leggett from South Carolina?" Like, dog, the coaching matters. I don't give a damn what y'all tell me.
We see these teams. We see players every year leave the Carolina Panthers and start balling, bro. So I don't want to hear that, bro. I don't. I'm sorry. They would have been bad here too. We just have a cultural problem. We ruin everybody, bro.
Dave, the hate button. Shout out to you, Rob Lewis. You want to play the hate button?
I hate y'all. I do anything to replace y'all.
There you go. What a mess. What a mess.
It's a mess, bro. It is a complete mess.
And the thing, we played the Dolphins this week. They got their first win on last night on Monday Night Football against the Jets, who are still winless. And said they didn't need Aaron Rodgers on their roster. I'm feeling for Aaron going a little bit. He better win some games or they're gonna fire him after 1 year. But nah, we played the Dolphins. Like you said, Tyreek Hill towards ACL. He's out for the year.
I'm gonna probably do a separate preview show. Maybe
shoot for Wednesday.
No, won't be. That's tomorrow. No, I probably won't. I don't know. We'll see.
All right. Well, let me know either way.
I'll let you know.
All right.
All right, but that's gonna close out the show today, man. I appreciate y'all. This is a therapy session. We do owe y'all. If we lose again on Sunday, then we definitely gonna have the lines open for everybody to vent for the Patreon members. So y'all gonna be able to sign up and pull up, and we will allow y'all, because there's really no point in breaking all this stuff down, man. I'm about to start putting in as much effort to this show as the Panthers do every Sunday. Right, if we start winning again, bro, I have all the content, but low key is getting frustrating to talk about the same stuff every week, and it's just getting frustrating, bro. They make me start to dread doing this pod, bro, because it sucks. It sucks right now, bro. It sucks being a Panthers fan. It sucks having to watch this team week in and week out just look like we don't even belong in the league, bro. And it's no signs of hope. We had that one Falcons game. Great win, but I knew it was fool. That's why I tried to not to allow myself to get that hype over it. And I'm glad I protected myself. I'm glad I protected myself, bro. And you should too. If we win, keep your heart 3 stacks.
I'm telling you, man, you can get Red Zone for like $40, $50. Just or you got options. Just Red Zone it, bro. Like, if you see the Panthers a lot. If you see the Panthers on Red Zone a lot, then you go, switch the game. Just switch the game. You're like, oh, what's going on? But, all right. I think this is the last super chat. Let me see. Actually, hold on a second. Oh, yeah. T. Matt Coker, Adam, 3-1. Depends on how Canales calls the plays, man. But yeah, let's shut it down, man. Let's get out of
All
here.
right, man. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell, all that stuff, man. We out of here. We'll holler at y'all tomorrow.
Rob,
or not tomorrow. Go ahead.
appreciate the super chat, man. PNP is my highlight, is the highlight of my week. I'm glad we do that to you guys, man. We do this because we enjoy doing it. We do it for y'all as well. So we really appreciate the fact that you guys enjoy the show.
Yeah. All right, man. We will holler at y'all. We'll see y'all Sunday, probably post game show or something like that, man. We'll holler at y'all. And shout out to Master Blends. Hopefully y'all can hear that new intro as soon as we get a dub. So salute.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
Shout out to Master Blends. All right, man. We'll holler at y'all. Peace out, y'all.